All right, two stories about news media today. ABC News and CBS News. So ABC, a few months ago, thought that they bought their way out of any further scrutiny, scorn, attention from Donald Trump by settling a bullshit lawsuit that Trump had brought against ABC News and George Stephanopoulos. And ABC News and their parent company, Disney, settled that case for $16 million, payable to a Trump foundation in his presidential library, which I'm pretty sure is a McDonald's location. But over the course of the weekend, Donald Trump became very unhappy with ABC News's coverage of the Qatari government's gift of a $400 million 747 to him. The government that, more so than any other government or organization on the planet, has provided almost $2 billion in funding directly to Hamas over the last 15 years, and a government who currently allows all or most of the senior leadership of Hamas to live in Qatar in great luxury, protected by the Qatari government, as our ally, the Israeli government, is at war with Hamas, which, from what I've heard, involves the wholesale slaughter of hundreds of thousands of Palestinian civilians, like 70% of which are women and children. But that's neither here nor there. I digress, and that's nitpicking. Anyway, Donald Trump is now threatening ABC News over its coverage of the plane. He got on Truth Social on Saturday. I think he'd been asked a question about it by an ABC reporter on Friday. And he posted the following thing. Why doesn't Disney chairman Bob Iger do something about ABC fake news? Disney owns ABC News, especially since I just won $16 million based on the fake and defamatory reporting of little George Stephanopoulos. He was given warnings, but he just couldn't be restrained by management. Now I see they are at it again, and I give these sleazebags fair warning. Listen to how he starts off this next sentence. The wonderful country of Qatar. I've heard Qatar described as a lot of things. I've never once heard it described as being wonderful. After agreeing to invest more than $1.4 trillion in the United States of America, you know, the annual GDP of Qatar is about $300 billion. That's more than 4 times their annual GDP. But, you know, what do I know? Qatar deserves much better than misleading fake news. Everyone, including their lawyers, has been told that ABC must not say that Qatar is giving me, Donald Trump, a free Boeing 747 airplane, because they are not. Instead, as fake news ABC fully knows and understands, this highly respected country is donating the plane to the United States Air Force Defense Department and not to me, all caps. By doing so, they are saving our country and the American taxpayer hundreds of millions of dollars. ABC fake news is one of the worst. It's weird. If the plane is actually being donated to the United States government, to the Air Force, to the Defense Department, then why is it that when Donald Trump leaves office, it's being transferred to his presidential library for his personal use for the rest of his life? Because that's what the arrangement is. So is then, upon retirement, is the United States government going to gift the Donald Trump library a $400 million plane? So it's like his shit don't add up, man. Trump claims the network has falsely reported that the plane has been given to him personally. Trump did not specifically point to any coverage that his stated the plane was being given to him personally. ABC's John Carl and Catherine Falders originally broke the story on May 11th. Its language in that report reflected that the plane was being gifted to the Defense Department, despite the fact that it's going to be given to Donald Trump's library when he leaves office. On May 12th, the next day, which I think was a week ago yesterday, or no, a week ago today, ABC's Rachel Scott asked Trump, I think they were on Air Force One, what do you say to people who view that luxury jet as a personal gift to you? And Trump said, you should be embarrassed to ask that question. You're a horrible person. You're terrible. You're fake news. You're ABC. You're fake news. You're fake news. Fake news. You're fake news. Yeah. So he's proud. It's like, ABC News, like all of these law firms, just fucking capitulated. Okay. And the lawsuit that they filed against Donald Trump was because George Stephanopoulos on a Sunday morning show during an interview with Nancy Mace, I believe it was a year ago, March, he described Donald Trump as being guilty of rape multiple times in that interview. And so he filed a defamation suit against George Stephanopoulos and ABC News. Now, in defamation, you have to prove that somebody made a statement to a third person, that statement was false, and that statement damaged that person's reputation in some material way as to have caused them some financial damages. Does anybody believe that in 2024 that calling Donald Trump a rapist would have done any damage whatsoever to his reputation, such that it cost him money or business opportunities? It didn't even cost him the fucking presidency. This nation reelected him after 2 juries in the E. Jean Carroll cases. First one found him liable for sexual abuse. The judge in that case said that, because of a quirk in the way the New York state criminal statutes are written, rape requires forcible penile insertion, when what Donald Trump did, sorry, trigger warning, was forcible digital insertion into E. Jean Carroll, which is fingers. And the judge said in a written order, post-trial order, that, under the common vernacular and what is understood across the United States of America, the conduct that Donald Trump engaged in constituted rape. And so George Stephanopoulos, the truth is an absolute defense to defamation. And George Stephanopoulos and ABC News had this written order from a federal judge saying that the conduct that Donald Trump engaged in constituted rape. There is no possible way as a matter of law that ABC News could have lost that lawsuit. There is no possible way as a matter of law that Donald Trump could have won that lawsuit. But instead of litigating it, Disney, ABC News, much to the dismay of George Stephanopoulos, decided to pay Donald Trump $16 million. They tried to bribe him. They tried to buy him off. They tried to pay him off. And they thought that would be of some assistance to them over the rest of Donald Trump's second term. They made it 4 months. Tomorrow is 4 months since Inauguration Day. That $16 million bought them 4 months. So $4 million a month. $1 million a week. $1 million a week. And now they're being threatened by Donald Trump again. All right, that brings us to CBS News. CBS News CEO Wendy McMahon quit today amid network clashes with Donald Trump. She did a memo to all network staff, and she stated the past few months have been challenging. It's become clear that the company and I do not agree on the path forward. It's time for me to move on and for this organization to move forward with new leadership. So this comes on the heels of the resignation of the longtime head of 60 Minutes. I thought I had his name here. I do not have his name here. Oh, well, I should look that up. I'm sorry. The guy who left 60 Minutes had been in charge of 60 Minutes for something like 30 years, 25 years. And it's another bullshit lawsuit that Donald Trump filed against CBS, claiming election interference, because claiming that they deceptively edited an interview with Kamala Harris leading up to the 2024 election that he won. See, in a civil lawsuit, you have to show that you have damages. Okay. You have to show that you incurred some kind of damages, usually monetary damages or damages to property or reputation, or that what CBS News did allegedly cost you the actual election, an election that Donald Trump won. So that lawsuit is still ongoing. And again, as a matter of law, it is a lawsuit that Donald Trump has absolutely no chance of winning. He doesn't. He won the election. And CBS broke no laws and engaged in no wrongdoing. They did what every single news organization in the United States has done for as long as there's been video available, TV. They edited an interview for time. And so, but CBS News has long been rumored to be contemplating settling that lawsuit with Donald Trump for somewhere between $50 to $20 million, because the controlling shareholder, Sherry Redstone, is trying to essentially merge CBS and Paramount so that they become one entity. It's a merger. She'll make a whole shit ton of money. Her dad, Sumner Redstone, used to run either Paramount or CBS. I can't remember. But that guy's legendary. If you look up Sherry Redstone, her first name is spelled Shari, last name Redstone. She barely looks as though she's still alive, but that's neither here nor there. So these huge media and news organizations, I mean, ABC News, CBS News, 60 Minutes. It's like the people who control these things are just capitulating to Donald Trump in the hopes that he won't stop their merger between CBS News and Paramount. Or it may be a different company. Trump fucking sued 60 Minutes and CBS for $20 billion over that interview with Kamala Harris. $20 billion. And it's like he and his family and his two sons have enriched the Trump family by an estimated $3 billion in the first 4 months of Trump's second term. It's like, do they need 15 million from CBS News in 16 minutes? It's ridiculous, man. But it's like, the owners of these media companies are capitulating because they think that's going to get them something from Donald Trump. It's going to get him off their backs because they paid him. And now it's like ABC News' $16 million is nothing. I mean, it's legit nothing compared to the amounts that Trump and his sons are bringing in through their crypto coins, through the development deals they're doing in Saudi Arabia and Libya and Serbia and Qatar. They're doing a $5 billion golf course residential resort in Qatar on top of the $400 million plane. So ABC News' $16 million that's not a drop in that bucket anymore. But they paid it, and they destroyed their reputation as a news organization. And now Sherry Redstone is about to do the same thing to 60 Minutes and CBS News. Completely destroy their reputation as a news organization by paying the president of the United States over some bullshit lawsuit. It's like I read stories like this, and I read stories about like what the billionaire owner of the LA Times is doing to that paper. I mean, he added fucking Scott Jennings, the CNN Republican commentator who just fucking lies. Every single time he appears on air, he just lies. And so the billionaire owner of the LA Times was like, I want that guy on my board of directors. And he spiked the editorial board's endorsement of Kamala Harris before the last election, just like Jeff Bezos spiked the editorial board's endorsement of Kamala Harris at the Washington Post. And it's like the people I feel the most for are like the day-to-day reporters in these organizations, the people that are out there trying to do good work and trying to do good journalism. And they've got owners and corporate overlords that are pulling this kind of bullshit because they're trying to curry favor with Donald Trump, who has never exhibited any loyalty to anything other than his own fucking bank account. And ABC News just learned that lesson the hard way. They spent $1 million a week for 16 weeks, and that money ran out. And now Donald Trump's going after him and threatening to sue him again. I mean, what point is having a constitutional protection for a free press when the actual free press is trying to bribe the president of the United States and paying him protection money? Makes me cranky. Anyway, thank you for watching. I appreciate you watching. And if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, please click like, leave a comment, subscribe to my page. It's free. And, you know, there's only 3 years and 8 months left. I'm sure everything will be fine. Thanks, everybody.